alongside Letier Santana and Ronnie Orange. My name is Antonio Reyes. Guys, what's going on? We're reviewing today Hobbs and Shaw.
So, Hobbs and Shaw, what I believe is the first spinoff in the Fast and Furious franchise, right? Mm-hmm. And it's pretty interesting. So, main characters are played by Dwayne Johnson, obviously Hobbs, and Jason Statham, who's played the Transporter and whatnot in other movies. And what we see here basically is a buddy cop comedy, more or less. And Idris Elba playing the main villain. I think he did a pretty good job.
Amazing.
He did a pretty good job. Overall, I don't know, Tone. How you want to start it?
Well, that was a quick synopsis by Ronnie. Let's go ahead and get first impressions. Let's hear it. I'll let you get the first jab at it. What do you thought about the movie?
Hey guys, so like I mentioned before, I'm a very big Fast and Furious franchise fan.
Right.
And basically seeing this, like Ronnie said, it's kind of like a cop buddy comedy. But I actually like their chemistry a lot. It was definitely seen in I believe the last Fast and Furious movie, mm-hmm. where they kind of had like a very significant like mm-hmm. frenemy type relationship. So I really like the fact that they have a great chemistry, that the movie, there's little things I want to touch on later mm-hmm. about The Rock's choice on mm-hmm. what he wanted to add in this movie, especially
he had a lot to say.
Yeah. So definitely want to touch upon that. But ultimately, I feel like it's a feel-good movie. You go in there, you have some comedy, you have some action. You basically shouldn't be focusing too much on like the realism of the movie. And just mm-hmm. going in there and have fun watching it.
And I guess that's where I'm gonna give kind of my opinion on it. I thought this movie was trash, and I'll tell you what. I went in there thinking that I'm not a Fast and Furious guy. I only seen literally probably one movie, maybe two, so I don't know much about the franchise. Yeah, literally probably the first movie.
The thing is that even the Fast and Furious movies that you've seen are nothing compared to the reboot, because I'm going to say that Fast 5 kind of like turned the series,
started it up again,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, started up again and introduced new characters.
Right.
And it also kind of like changed the franchise from like a super like racing movie more to like a heist series. So what you're comparing that to mm-hmm. Hobbs and Shaw, which doesn't even like equate to like the last couple of movies. Mm-hmm. In that, it's basically two different worlds.
So I'm just expecting a movie that had like good dialogue or semi-decent dialogue, development. It didn't have a good plot.
Well, okay. Your opinions and my opinions are gonna clash a lot.
Absolutely. But here, let me just go ahead and say my piece about it. The movie was just pretty much. It felt like one of these. What's that? The director from Transformers,
Michael Bay.
It felt like a Michael Bay movie, which was pow, pow, explosion, fire. And to me, honestly, I felt like I left that movie theater dumber. And it's not the type of movie.
Into action movie.
You know what it is, and I've been waiting. I know what you're gonna say.
But I'm expecting, because it's really good actors in Jason Statham and in Idris Elba, which we didn't get. But we got like The Rock's same old movies, which has action, a little bit of comedy. I'm over The Rock, honestly. He's a great guy, but I don't like his movies.
What it is, and it's obvious. Like you said, you only saw like two of them, so
right.
I believe for me, after the 6th Fast and Furious, which was the one in Brazil, mm-hmm. where spoiler alert, was that 5?
Yeah,
it was 5 because 4 they were back in LA. So yeah, after 5, I think is where the absurdity and suspension of disbelief really just like went out the window. Like you see how
I don't care about the disbelief. I don't care about the big explosions.
No, but the reason why I mention it is because you were saying you went into this movie expecting rich dialogue and whatnot, but that is not at all what this series is known for, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so again, that's what happens when you're still thinking kind of like, hey, listen, maybe the first Fast and Furious did have kind of a good development of character, good dialogue, and I'm just like, okay, well, we're maybe gonna get like a what do you call this? I thought it was gonna be like get to know the characters. Well, it wasn't really get to know the characters. You saw them how they wake up and the difference between the Hulk, aka The Rock, and Jason Statham, who's like the smooth guy driving a really nice, expensive car.
Honestly, like, I thought it was a very watchable movie.
Yeah.
It was like, and what's crazy to me is I didn't think I would come out of there saying like I'm never watching it. I really don't want to watch an action movie in Dolby Atmos because when I tell you this movie had too much fucking action, like. There's been movies that have had a lot of good action. You know what I mean?
It was like the Rambo of 2019.
It was worse.
Yeah.
It was worse in the sense that it was just, let's just throw that in there just to throw it in there. Like, I get it. It's an action. It's a feel-good movie. You go with your kids.
Michael Bay looked at this.
To have fun. He definitely did.
Yeah.
But it's like, and spoilers, obviously, everybody. But it's just so many things that come out of left field in this movie. Hobbs has a sister. They end up in Samoa. Of all
Hobbs
places.
Have a sister?
I mean, sorry, Shaw has a sister.
Yeah.
But then stuff like that ended up in Samoa.
Yeah.
I feel well before we talk about the main bad things, which because I feel like it's a lot big ones.
Not get into that
like the good stuff I felt was Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Jason Statham. Like
I don't think The Rock was good, but
not that they were good, but. Taking the movie for what it is, right? Which is a feel good action movie, right? Them two in that role, they do fine. Like they made me laugh a lot. They're back and forth, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I felt like some of the lines that were going there were like The Rock out of his like WWE like
hell yeah
time when he was in Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was a little bit mad about that too.
What's wrong?
Candy ass.
But. He's a household name.
Okay, but he's an actor. He's acting. I don't want to see The Rock. I want to see Hobbs. Who's Hobbs? Hobbs is Dwayne Johnson. Hobbs is The Rock.
Bro, no. Hobbs is the guy you see in Fast and Furious 5.
No, he's not.
That's Hobbs.
No, he's not.
All right, what do you mean?
Hobbs is The Rock, bro. Literally. Like, Dwayne Johnson, the human being, is that character.
I agree, but I'm talking about.
So where's the acting? That's what I'm asking.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Hobbs in Fast and Furious 5.
Antonio feels some type of way.
He does, but I'm saying.
As a background actor, he's like, why can't this fucking be me? Why is The Rock making this much fucking money for this? For being himself?
Rock, you're making too much money and making a piece of shit movie.
Look, man, like, I lost my train of thought, kind of, but look. If you watch Fast and Furious 5, which is where Hobbs was first introduced,
got it.
He was Hobbs there. He was an actual character. He was not The Rock.
And that's what I've heard.
Exactly.
So I went into this movie like, man, I'm gonna see some acting from The Rock, and then I'm gonna see obviously a spinoff. So it's gonna be more development of his character. This is gonna be great.
Let's go in a little bit.
I didn't go to see Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Monday Night Raw. If you smell, no, I went to see Hobbs, the character.
All right, I'm gonna disagree with you.
Okay.
And there's a conversation that I had with my mom, and I understand what you say when you feel that it was too much of The Rock into Hobbs' personality. Cool, but you also gotta understand that that Hobbs in the other movies was a character,
a secondary character
in a franchise, and he was absolutely a secondary character.
Right.
Now you're talking about Hobbs and Shaw, where The Rock produced this.
Right.
The Rock has a lot of influence into everything that is basically happening in this movie.
Right.
And yeah, like basically, clearly,
shout out to Roman Reigns.
Clearly, he tried to put a lot of like his real life into when it comes to like the stack of pancakes that we all know that we see on Instagram that he eats. The little girl looks like his daughters. What else? The fact that they basically take the movie to Samoa.
So the character's Samoan. Like, was he Samoan, like, in Fast and Furious? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, they don't go...
This was the first time they mentioned that.
So you wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know that. They don't go into it. Like, so
The Rock made this character him. That's what I'm what I'm trying to tell you now, see? So he made... Essentially, Hobbs is a wrestler. Hobbs is... Substitute The Rock, and just think about he's coming out of... If you smell what Hobbs is cooking. He literally... That was his character. Oh, Hobbs coming out of Samoa. Like, no, bro. You could have been from fucking Washington, D.C.
You know what I feel the big a big issue with this movie is like as I'm watching it, I understand again, and I'm just like the third time I say it's an action movie. You know, it's you go.
But there's good action movies that have a
100%.
I also disagree with you when you said like that the Fast and the Furious like that there's
franchises
no good dialogue.
Right, I haven't
That's
seen.
not
I can't
true,
judge that.
Especially like after
not that
Paul Walker died. Like
mm-hmm.
there's a lot of in the Fast and the Furious franchise. There's heartbreak because of things that characters go through.
Would you say before or after Paul Walker died? Did it get more? I mean, has it gotten?
It's been consistent throughout.
In terms of like a plot, like a plot with substance and stuff like that.
More substance in
Fast
Fast 5.
Okay.
Fast 5,
okay.
Which is when like all these secondary characters, just because certain characters, like I told you, Gal Gadot that plays Wonder Woman,
which I didn't
got added in Fast 5. So she was she was basically one of the main people, but she was also a love interest of one of the main people.
Mm-hmm.
Is Vin Diesel still in this franchise?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But see, that's the thing. Like, not that it's doesn't have good dialogue, but I don't go to watch a Fast and Furious movie and think to myself like, I'm gonna be really intrigued in this plot. You know what I mean? Like,
whereas why not? Because I go to Star Wars to watch a plot.
That's different though.
And that's an action movie.
You have to watch all these movies.
That's
to
action
see
sci-fi, I guess.
You have to watch the Fast and Furious movie to understand it. Like, when I go watch a Christopher Nolan film, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen.
Yeah.
I gotta pay attention and all this stuff. You know what I mean? This movie is like, all right, it's gonna be cool. You know, scenes to watch with characters that I've come to love. You know.
So off the top of the head, can you name me a movie which is like a very heavy action movie, but still has a very good?
One of the most recent ones right now, with Ben Affleck on Netflix. I forget the name of it. It's called
What about this guy from Matrix? Has his movies got a deep plot or no? They're just pretty much action.
I think that it sells itself more on image,
John
like
Wick?
the dialogue, because John Wick himself.
Didn't even have dialogue really.
John Wick,
like, oh my God,
he doesn't have he doesn't have a lot of words, which is that's him. You know what I mean?
So it is exactly like this. So maybe action movies are just becoming maybe I should have looked for plot.
Again, I disagree. I feel like you should have watched. It's a spin-off, but you needed to know the backstory. So basically, don't go into Hobbs and Shaw comparing it to Fast and Furious if you've only seen like one or two movies, because it's two different worlds.
All right, I guess I respect that. Ronnie, let's talk about a little bit about in the movie itself. And we're talking about how the movie goes. In the movie, he pretty much goes back to his hometown. He goes to Samoa. And that's when the movie gets just turned up a notch. I felt like the movie had a lot of things that felt like, yo, this is going to be crazy. Nah, it got crazier and crazier. And like it blew off the roof out of the movie theater in terms of like action. It did have action up the ass. I have no problem with all the action. If you was a action junkie and explosion stuff like that, this movie probably is the movie for you.
I agree mainly just because like it was just too much, and not the story. It was just things that were like being thrown in there. Like in the end of the movie, the last act of the movie where Hobbs goes back to Samoa to his family because he needs
his brother
to take out the virus from Shaw's sister. And this virus is, if they don't remove it, Hobbs' sister's gonna die and everybody in the world, essentially, whatever. That set piece was interesting to watch, just because, I've never seen Samoa. Samoa looked beautiful. And, the culture and how the men acted around the mom, that was, like, pretty funny to me and interesting to watch. But it was just so out of left field. Like, 1 minute they're in London and, like breaking into, like, high facilities. And
how did they have enough time to
fact
go
that
over
not even that. It's just, like, again, this is not supposed to be taken. I feel like it's not supposed to be taken seriously. But at a point, like, if you, the movie, don't take yourself serious, why I'm going to take it serious?
Yeah, the suspension of this video is crazy.
In my head, I'm like, okay, so The Rock's brothers.
Didn't she have like 24 hours left?
Bro, it's not even that. The Rock's brothers, who just live on Samoa and work on cars, are fighting against these government agents and shit.
Yeah.
With weapons, and I'm like, yo, I'm alright. I'm gonna just wait till this shit finishes.
I felt like it was like and then they were like kind of like advertising the custom West Side Customs in Hawaii that they have. It was great.
It was out of left field, bro. I feel like I started watching another movie for a second.
I hate both of y'all. Stop shitting on this movie. I love The Rock.
This movie's bad, bro. Why is it so bad?
So first of all, I agree with you. I was literally like, I'm very good at math, and this doesn't add up. How there's like 13 hours left, but they go to Samoa, and there's still like 12 hours left for them to like take a nap, look at the sunset, think about what they're gonna do after the sunset. Have a whole fighting scene, and then still have like 5 minutes to like have the real fighting scene and save the world. So I agree with you with that. But to give the movie some props, one thing as a person of color that I really enjoyed about the movie is the fact that The Rock is a man who has so much power at this point in Hollywood. Is one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, and he's doing what we would all do for our country. That's so true, yeah. He's basically putting Samoa, which I've never seen it in a movie.
Hawaii.
Samoa and Hawaii are not the same thing.
Oh, okay. Not the same, no. Yeah.
A lot of Hawaiians, their indigenous people come from Samoa.
Okay.
But The Rock is not from Hawaii. The Rock is from Samoa.
Oh, Samoa
is... And I pray to God I'm correct in this, but Samoa is not Hawaii. Can we look this up?
We're looking it up right now, and... The main difference between Hawaii and Samoa is that people Samoans are from an independent country of Samoa, and Hawaiians are from the state of Hawaii, which...
Okay, perfect.
I guess, yeah.
So I am completely right. But, so basically, I really appreciate the fact that he knows that he has enough power in production and in such a major film, which people are going to go out to a movie theater and make it a #1 movie, and he's exposing his people and his country.
Yeah.
I want to speak to that because, honestly, now that you say that, it makes sense why it was just slapped in there, but he could have done it in a much more cohesive way. Like, it was just...
Yeah.
Like...
Forced. It was very forced.
It was like boom, boom.
Let's talk about... a little bit about the plot, and let's talk about the bad guy.
We got to talk about the set pieces,
I want to talk about my man, Idris Elba. Idris Scrolls, baby. Anyhow... I thought that he did a really good job with the Black Superman stuff, and he was just unstoppable. I really liked the fact that he was kind of like a robot. I don't know the story behind him. Obviously, he had to do something with the other.
So basically,
he died
real quick
he got
recap.
Shot by
Shaw and Deckard, I think is what his name was.
Deathstroke.
No, Deckard is the character that Idris Elba plays. So they were agents back in the day together. Brixton, sorry. So it's Shaw and Brixton. Something happened. Shaw had to shoot.
Get around here.
Real quick producer cut. Antonio, producer allows you to drink on set. Go for it.
Okay.
Vodka.
Nice.
Not that type of drink. We don't want alcohol.
So essentially, Shaw ends up shooting Brixton in the head, and I think somewhere else.
Is that part of the movie? Like any of the Fast and Furious?
No. That's like
this is just background story.
Yeah. So they know each other and whatever, and
what's it called again when it happens all outside of the movie again, of the actual like.
Not canon. That's not the word.
No. Remember when it's like things happen that you're not seeing on film? What's it called?
Off screen.
Off screen? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was off screen pretty much. It was just like off screen backstory on them, but they work together, and he's basically back trying to get this virus and weaponize it to basically kill off the weaker humans. Which only the strong survive kind of shit. Right. But to your point, like from the first moment he goes on the screen, like I didn't know what his gig was as the bad guy. So you see him doing this superhuman shit, like punching a door in and. The motorcycle. Best part of the movie is the motorcycle.
Yeah, that motorcycle was fire. Made me kind of want to ride a motorcycle.
The beginning of it, I bought into it. I was like, all right, I'm interested to see like what else is he gonna do. He's really cool.
Right, because at the beginning,
and even throughout the movie, throughout the movie, I was like, yo, he's dope as hell. But it's just
they should go back to the bottom of the ocean and turn him on.
Seriously.
Because he was like a computerized. Yeah. And they turned him off. They just powered off.
Oh yeah.
He's not dead. He's technically not dead. He's just turned off.
Yeah.
Yo, shut him off.
In Hobbs and Shaw #4, he might come back.
Might come back.
Oh my god.
This movie is, whether you liked it or not, this movie isn't it like #1 in the theaters right now? This movie is gonna have a second part.
Oh yeah, no. The Rock knows what he was doing. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson, you're a
I
smart
just hope
man,
they take the second one seriously because
why?
Because I feel like there is definitely potential here for it'll be a really good spinoff. Them two, I feel, do really well together. The villain Idris Elba was really good.
Really well together, even though as much as we don't like
it. What do you mean this?
This movie did really good.
The movie sold a lot.
Yeah, and it's gonna.
But I don't think it was a good movie. That's my thing.
It wasn't a good movie.
All right, that's two different things. You see what I'm saying?
John Wick is good, and I think it sucks.
But here's the thing: if it sells, what does it matter whether it's good or not? It's sold. It's gonna keep selling. Next Hobbs and Shaw 2, it's gonna sell out too.
I mean, that's what we're here for, judging good from bad movies.
Yeah,
that's why.
It was a bad movie. Look, out of the panel here, 2 out of 3, it's a bad movie.
Yeah, like again, it's just a lot of good potential there. Like. The actors are not bad. The 3 main actors are not bad.
I think The Rock is a really bad actor. I think The Rock is a really bad actor.
He can be.
I think he is The Rock in every movie. I seriously just do.
Okay, so let's
what movie has The Rock not been The Rock? I'm asking
question.
everybody, even the audience watching. What movie
Tweet
hasn't?
us right now.
Tweet that to me, please.
Real quick, talking about actors.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you guys think about the surprise guests that we had? Ryan Reynolds.
He was great, yo.
Kevin Hart.
Yes. Yo. Oh my God, Kevin Hart just. When I saw Kevin Hart in this movie, I lost it, bro. Ask her.
Why?
Just fucking because it doesn't make any sense, bro. Like I was like. First of all,
The Rock's best friend.
First of all, the movie, bro. The movie was like the movie's long. The movie's crazy long.
Too long.
And then I'm just like, yo, what's gonna keep going on in this movie? Out of the nowhere, when I'm thinking this movie's about to end, there's still a good hour left for this movie. It felt like an hour left. Kevin Hart comes out. Kevin Hart is all like. Funny as fuck, though. I'm not even gonna lie. It was pretty fucking funny.
My mom liked it.
I thought it was great. It was my favorite part too, because it was just so over the top. I was like, no, the movie was on the fringe of like, is it good? Is it bad? And Kevin Hart just tipped the movie to really fucking bad. But it was really funny. Like I'm like, yes, this is what I needed to make sure this movie's bad. It's bad. But that was funny. If you understand what I said, it's hard to explain.
Saying.
1,000%.
Like for me, I thought Ryan Reynolds was hilarious in every scene he was in. He definitely stole the little guest appearances. But I feel like
so he's not part of Fast and Furious neither.
No,
they just showed up.
Guys, what's going on?
You see, what I feel like you have to mention with movies like this is like this action set pieces, like the crazy action shit that goes on. Like I think the first one in the movie that happens is where Idris Elba attacks the CIA black site in London, and then they're like rappelling down a building.
Yeah.
And The Rock is, I shit you not, jumping from dude to dude down the building. Like, I give them props for thinking outside the box
wild.
And trying to be creative, but it's just like, yo, what am I watching right now?
Yo, this movie was so out of pocket. This movie, yo, bro, what is wrong with y'all? The Rock was just just throwing himself like a damn, what is that called? Like those, oh man, it's like those animals that they could just glide in the air. That was The Rock's big barracuda motherfucker, yo. I hate to rip on The Rock because I love this guy.
It was weird too, like
what?
At the most awkward moments, like these guys were throwing jabs at each other. Like Shaw was going down the elevator, and The Rock is just looking at him like, yeah, look what I'm doing. Then he goes and bangs the guy into the elevator. It's like, yo.
I kind of like
going on.
No, yeah, I kind of like the one where like Jason Statham is like walking in a room, like in a hallway full of bad guys.
That was good.
And The Rock got one big bad guy, and it was just like, yo, one of their heads got a scan and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But listen, I think that if they keep that formula, and I will go to the next movie knowing the formula, I think it would work.
Exactly.
Though. So just make cameos from wild ass good actors or comedians
and make a better story, please, man.
I don't even care about the story anymore. Keep it comedy. Keep it over the top, and I think that next time when I'll go see this movie, my expectations will be lower, and I'll be happy with the results.
You know what I just thought of right now? Roman Reigns speared a dude wearing a Kevlar bodysuit.
Yo, Rock, there was mad wrestling moves in this movie though, bro. The Samoan suplex or whatever. Yeah. Then we got the Rock takedown before he about to hit the people's elbow. Did he give the people's elbow in this movie?
No.
Oh.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been great.
And yo, this movie is so crazy.
About something real quick. So this whole time, I'm here going to this movie thinking, oh, Roman Reigns got his big break in Hollywood. Hold on, let me finish. He got his big break in Hollywood. And then I'm like, oh, he plays his brother. Yeah. So they're like, oh, we're going to Samoa to get my brother. Yeah. And as soon as that guy who plays The Rock's brother opened his mouth, and not for nothing, has some really good acting skills.
He's a good actor. I forget his name, but he's been in a lot of things.
On The Rock. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, no wonder he's not. Roman Reigns is not his brother, because Roman Reigns would not be able to fucking pull that.
Yeah, Roman's still practicing. Everybody knows in WWE he struggles.
He can't pull one sentence in a WWE, so
he struggles with the promos, so it's natural.
And
but
you know what? We were saying, it's so sad. Because even though Roman Reigns got this opportunity, if he can't make it in a WWE with a promo, I don't feel like.
But see, that's the thing. Even in Hollywood, there are actors that don't need to be great,
actors
to make it there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Jason Momoa.
I love him to death, Jason
Momoa is trash.
Not even that he's trash. He's not. I don't think he's trash. He's super one-dimensional.
He's Jason Momoa in every movie.
Yeah, he's one-dimensional.
So that's not acting. That's just you bringing yourself.
Because if you play a role well, then you could play that role.
I can play myself very well. You can play yourself very well.
Look at
You can play yourself very well.
Did you ever see the show on Netflix? I forget the name of it, where he plays a Native American.
Frontier.
I think he's good there.
Hell no.
Oh damn, bro.
Hell to no.
He was really good as Khal Drogo.
You know what show that I thought he was actually really good? In the show where it's like voodoo magic, it's like New Orleans in the past type of thing. What? I think the show got canceled, but I thought that was a good show for him. I forgot what was the name of the show. It's crazy.
I think it was
look it up.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We have to talk about Game of Thrones.
Why are we talking about Jason Momoa, yo?
In every episode.
No, Jason. You said it's just. But let's bring it back to The Rock is Jason Momoa, that same type of guy. Whereas you guys can't act. And Roman Reigns, Roman is a future for you in acting. Do not believe what Letier Santana says.
Bro, his cousin is The Rock.
There might not be a future for you in WWE. Or fans might not get behind you, but when you come to acting, you could be the next action-packed star. Just don't cut the hair.
Yeah, man. Look at Sylvester Stallone. He's been Sylvester Stallone his whole life.
Sylvester
in every
Stallone
movie, he's been Rocky.
Sylvester Stallone can act, bro.
All right, bro. But for the most part, his famous movies, he's been an action dude.
Yeah, but he can act.
Oh, that's not the point. The point is that he's done one main.
It's not about action. We're not talking about action.
It's not about being multi-dimensional. If you can stay in one dimension and you're good at it, it's fine. It's when you basically be like, I'm myself and I'm gonna play myself, starring myself in every fucking movie. That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a point. I mean, this movie was you see how alright we can't even fucking focus because this movie was just so out of everywhere.
This review is just like this movie. Trash. Guys, let's wrap up this review and let's give a quick final grades.
Real quick. Remember, you got to talk about the big set piece. I think.
What?
Which is the end where the greatest part of the movie. The greatest part of the movie, bro.
Which one?
Is when so The Rock, he hooks a chain to the helicopter.
He's been dying to talk
No, but he didn't drag the helicopter. I saw you tweeting about this.
Not even that. It's not even about that.
He was just holding.
He was just literally holding the rope.
Bro, he still can't do that.
No,
that's one thing.
What? There's other cars that were pushing the rope, the chain. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was holding it.
Bro, the helicopter was gonna go loose and he held it and pulled it back.
He was pulling it. But there was also the other cars were attached to this chain.
No. The chain was detached.
They were gonna fly away.
And it was gonna fly away. And he basically grabbed it again, pulled it, tied it to the thing, and then
Bro, The Rock pulled that. Captain America struggled to pull a helicopter, bro. The Rock did that shit clean. You know what I mean?
Alright, so we don't have to talk about this.
It's keep being creative with the set pieces. Write the dialogue better, and shorten the damn movie because I was wondering when that shit was gonna end. I was fine with the.
I don't know.
You was fine with the length?
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
For an action movie,
it might have not been amazing, but I feel like it was entertaining. Like I was never like, oh, I want this movie to be over.
Yo, what's that saying, man? It's like se pasó de salado, man. Like, yo, dogs, it was too much. It was like, yo, you didn't need to give me this much of the movie. I felt like The Rock overdid it. Again, I feel like The Rock made this movie, produced it, and everything. So I'm gonna say it's The Rock.
No, you did.
I'm gonna blame everything on The Rock. Yo, this movie could have ended legit when they finished the base, like when the base was over. Yeah. It did not need to go to Samoa at all.
But again, Letty brought up a good point. Why? Like I
get that
but it
too,
was done.
But
it wasn't done well
at all.
It wasn't done well.
First of all, realistically speaking, she would have died. The time would have run off.
Yeah.
So stop the bullshit.
And one thing I want to really point out is like I found myself like in scenes where Shaw's sister would be getting like emotional with The Rock. I was just like, bro, y'all just met 2 days ago. Like, I don't buy this. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. Like, I get you an action movie, but yo, you gotta take yourself seriously. Like, if you haven't watched it, definitely watch what's the name of this movie? Triple Frontier. That's an amazing action movie. It's to the point. It's not long, and the dialogue is good. It makes you care about the characters.
Enough with this movie. Let's go ahead and give it some grades.
I'm not
Ronnie?
first.
All right. I'm going to give it my grade. I'm going to say this was trash. This is the grade that I'm going to give it, trash.
Well, you got to give it a number.
Sure. I'll give it a 3. That's trash territory. Trash territory. Mm-hmm. This movie has no repeat value for me at all. I wouldn't watch this movie again. I didn't like anything about this movie except for the action. The action was okay. Everything else about the movie is definitely just...
Idris Elba's acting.
Burn it.
Idris Elba did his thing.
No. I mean,
simple role, but he played it really well. Convincing, in my opinion.
The Rock, don't worry, though, because next movie, I will go in with a different mentality to this. This was me being introduced to the Fast and Furious umbrella.
I disagree. Very different. Very different.
Reintroduced to the... This is my thing.
Don't talk.
It's not Fast and Furious, I know, but it's a Fast and Furious character. So I'm being introduced back to the Fast and Furious franchise.
You gotta watch that
somehow, some way. Sure. And I'll watch Fast and Furious before the next one comes out.
Until we see The Rock like chop a tank in half or some shit.
Trash. Go ahead.
This movie, man, it was watchable. Entertaining, watchable, not great. Took way too long. If I had to give it a number, I would have to give it a 3 or 4 too.
So
I'll go with a 4. I think it was.
He gave it 1.
Like even for like, I'll put it to you this way. Like, for example, Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen. You probably don't remember it, but like, that's trash. A terrible action movie. But I could watch it and just watch the Transformers and be entertained. This movie, I was just watching like dudes punch each other and just pull off crazy shit, and I'm just like, yo.
My favorite part of this movie was Kevin Hart.
I like Ryan Reynolds.
That's bad, because Kevin Hart was a cameo.
Ryan Reynolds was like...
Ryan Reynolds was great, too.
Let me finish real quick. That's my rating, but I do want to give the proper shout-outs. Idris Elba did his thing. Ryan Reynolds was funny. Kevin Hart was funny. The Rock and Jason, they got a cool little relationship. You can tell, like, they were just...
Chemistry is good.
Shooting the shit.
Yeah. Chemistry is good.
They keep that going, and just shorten the movie. But should you watch it? If you really don't have nothing to do, sure. But would I go?
Or maybe that's your thing. Maybe that's some people's
people
thing.
just like
Letier Santana's thing is watching action movie with pointless plots.
No, that's not true because they're good. It's just this isn't another.
I'm not talking about Fast and Furious franchise. I'm talking about just that's what she likes.
That's a whole nother. She likes. He calling you out,
likes
yo.
Action. Go ahead, give me your.
All right. I'm gonna give
your impressions.
I'm gonna give it a 5.75.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm a little confused right now.
Wait. What? This is the best part of this damn podcast right now. She gave it a 5 point something. How is this movie good? If you're giving it a 5, you better change that grade right now.
No, I'm sticking to it. Again, you have to know what you're going in for. You guys watch these movies about dope and whatever, these movies that have nothing. You watch The Office. I'd rather watch this than watch the stupidity. I can't even get my brain to like watch 3 minutes of The Office. So, I think this is good. I really like I feel like you have to know what you're going in to watch. I went in with lower expectations because I figured that it was gonna be on some extreme comedy because I know that that's kind of like what The Rock produces. So I went in there with an open mind just to watch it, not think about
You should have told me that that's what I should be expecting.
Yeah. Because maybe you would have had a different mindset towards
it. Don't think Fast and Furious 1, think more Jumanji. Exactly. And I would have been like, damn, if you would have told me Jumanji, I would have kind of liked it. I would have had a very complete different mentality for this movie. I would have liked it. Maybe.
Yeah. So basically, again, I went into this movie just to be purely entertained, and I feel like that's exactly what I got.
Do you think it was a good action movie?
I think it was definitely a really good action movie.
Action movies do have more of a dialogue, and I like the drama. I like when you lose somebody in a battle.
Yes.
Nobody died in this movie.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
That's something that
you know what's my favorite action movie? Maybe I'm off the top of my head. Bad Boys 1.
That I can understand.
Just because you see that they they took this person, blah blah blah. They kidnapped them, a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, you want to. I get what you're trying to say. This you want to see some type of like, what's the distress? I didn't feel the distress with the girl. Like
there was only literally one point where I was like, they might lose, and it was when I don't know if you guys remember when the helicopter just crashed, and Shaw's sister was like next to a gas leak. And there was a goon watching her. Like, he was basically saying, like, wait 30 minutes to shoot her. Whatever, And then I'm like, all right, she's going to blow up the helicopter and kill herself. She just lights it up and it blows up the guy.
If that would have happened,
that would have been better. That would have been crazy. But and that every other part of the movie, I'm just like, it's John Cena.
That would have actually been crazy because I feel like Shaw now would have had a stronger motive. And
this whole movie,
he would have been like, he was almost about to get like emotionally attached.
They were joking the whole movie,
so it would have like taken the next movie on a more serious note and like really had a
like now we need to fight this unknown enemy.
Bro, they're joking the whole. Again, this is and I know I'm jumping back, but like
let's get out of here.
If they don't take it seriously, why should I? The movie, you know what I mean? Like there was no stakes at all. I never felt like shit was really gonna hit the fan. It was just they were gonna get done whatever they needed to get done.
And
at the end of the day.
I'm gonna say one more thing. Even though I gave it that grade, I feel like moving forward, like it shouldn't even be considered really like a part of the franchise from the Fast and Furious. Just
it's a spin-off.
It's a spin-off, but it's so like if it's gonna be a spin-off, it has to be on like the realistic meter on the same level, and I don't feel like it is. And even like when it comes to like the comedy, it should have the same tone in order to be on brand, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's a very good point.
Been like, it's the same characters,
that's
but
a super good point.
Off-brand. You basically feel the brand if you're like a true fan, a true fan of the original series. When they're like driving and you see like the engine, and like the main brand of the car, then you feel like I'm watching a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Aside from that, that's it.
Or even the humor, like the humor in the actual Fast and Furious it makes sense. Like they're in a room or whatever doing a plan, and out of nowhere Tyrese Gibson starts cutting Dwayne The Rock Johnson's ass, kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like I believe that more than these two just sitting in a CIA black site talking about. When I look at your face, all I see is like my balls scraping over glass or something that The Rock says.
It's not on brand. So it's very hard for it to believe that it's even like in the same universe.
Okay.
Just because of like the realism. So yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the Hobbs and Shaw review. I hope you guys liked it. Once again, follow ReviewRogues. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. Hit us up individually and on Facebook. We actually got 200 likes on our Facebook page.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That's awesome. And just enjoy the review. Let us know what you think. Comment below. Comment on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We appreciate that. Have a good one, guys.
Take care, man.